Good evening, afternoon or morning, Movie Cat is at the microphone, and today I will tell a story about what a demon will do if it inhabits the body of a very beautiful girl. For your attention, a mystical thriller, Jennifer's Body.
You can play mommy and daddy.
Dear friends, if you like what I do, please press the thumbs up, write any comment under the video and subscribe if you have not already. The story is told on behalf of a girl named Needy. The girl is locked up in a mental hospital where she occasionally beats the doctors in the face. To understand how she ended up there, we need to go back a couple of months. Needy is an ordinary teenager. She diligently studies at a high school in a small provincial town. Since childhood, her best friend, almost a sister, is a girl named Jennifer, the most beautiful and desirable girl in school and the captain of the cheerleading team. Once Jennifer calls Needy for a party because a visiting rock band Low Shoulder will perform at a biker bar. In the evening before the rock concert, Needy is getting dressed. She tries to choose something seductive, but less seductive than what Jennifer will wear, because she asked her for this favor. Also, Needy has a boyfriend, Chip, who isn't too happy with the idea of hanging out at a biker bar, and generally with his girlfriend's friendship with a frivolous person with minimal sense of propriety. Suddenly, from the street, Needy hears Jennifer loudly asking her to dress faster, which means that Jennifer has arrived and the girls move to the pub. The bar is really not the most elite, but they don't have to choose as it is the only one in the entire district. Jennifer sees the band, and during the sound check drags Needy to meet some cute guys. Of course, the Jennifer aimed at the soloist. The band starts playing when something short circuits in the wires, and suddenly the whole bar is instantly on fire. People scramble in panic, but the girls manage to get out of the building through a narrow toilet window. A surprisingly calm soloist is already waiting for them on the street. He says he's glad Jennifer is alive and offers to give her a ride home, because it's dangerous here. Jennifer gladly agrees to the boy's proposal, despite the fact that Needy tries to stop her. Arguments that it is dangerous or that they even have their own car do not work, and Jennifer disappears in the bowels of the minivan, which drives off into the night. Needy returns home. She is scared, and in great desperation she calls her boyfriend to tell that the bar has burned down, what the burning people smell like, and that her friend disappeared. Chip says that under the circumstances, Jennifer doesn't bother him much and he offers to come to Needy. At that moment, Needy hears some noises in the house and suddenly Jennifer appears in front of her. She looks terrible. Her legs are wounded, her jacket is covered in blood, and her face is covered with bruises. However, none of this seems to bother Jennifer. She says she's starving and then eats a whole grilled chicken. After that, he vomits some kind of black liquid, the volume of which is not less than her own whole body, and then runs to the door. The next morning, Needy sits at school in a deep stupefaction, trying to understand what happened last night. Suddenly Jennifer comes, unscathed and clean. She looks even better than usual and pretends that nothing happened, but Needy firmly remembers that she spent the whole night to wash the blood and dirt off the floor. The teacher with tongs instead of a hand says their town lost 8 people in that fire last night. Jennifer is amused by this information, which cannot be said about others. The captain of the football team is generally sobbing, because one of the dead was his friend. Needy tries to tell her boyfriend about Jennifer's visit yesterday, but he is skeptical of the hints of an otherworldly supernatural version of events. Meanwhile, the football player, who was sobbing, went to the stadium to grieve instead of studying. Jennifer approaches him and offers to touch her heart, because it is also broken. She lures the football player into the forest, under the pretext to have some fun. There she undresses and suddenly tells the football player that he will soon meet his dead friend, and then in a moment opens a huge mouth and attacks. At home, Needy listens to the radio interview of the same rock band that played in the bar. The presenter says that the boys were helping local residents to escape from the fire that night, which of course is a complete lie. Nevertheless, with this event, the group hypes the whole country and is becoming more and more famous every day. A month passes, life goes on and people gradually come to their senses. Needy notices that Jennifer looks so. She is tired, pale and wasted. Probably, her changes for the worse gave the local goth points of self-confidence, and he timidly asks Jennifer on a date. To his surprise, she not only agrees, but also initiates spending the evening at her house. Goth arrives at the address and finds either an unfinished house or one that is already falling apart. The darkness, the candles, and the atmosphere of the crypt are so frightening that even a goth barely restrains himself from running away from there. However, the desire to get a juicy body pushed people even to more foolishness, especially since Jennifer didn't have to look for too long. She tells Goth that her pants are wet because of him. Teasing the boy a little, Jennifer bites into him. At the same time, her friend Needy, who is in another place, is haunted by terrifying visions involving Jennifer. Also, Needy can't fall asleep because Jennifer suddenly appears in her bed. Jennifer looks great again and speaks confidently, so Needy's panic gradually subsides. Jennifer came to talk about what happened that night she went in the van with the rock band. The boys took her deep into the forest, mentioning in their conversation that she was a virgin. Jennifer thought they were rapists and decided to play along in their delusion. It was a false tactic, because the boys turned out to be Satanists, occultists, and were taking her to sacrifice to the devil. At the same time, boys from the capital are far the most ambitious in the world. They don't want immortality, the $1 trillion or endless ammo. They want to become a famous rock band. After reading a spell downloaded on the internet, Satanists killed a girl. However, due to the fact that Jennifer was not chaste, it was not a sacrifice, but rather the relocation of a demon into her body. A minute after the group left, the girl recovered and immediately went to visit Needy. After scaring her friend and warming out the baked chicken, Jennifer then left the Needy's house. After that, on the way home, she met a guy and realized the true nature of her hunger. Only by biting a human will she gain strength, invulnerability, and beauty. Jennifer ends her speech by exiting through the third-floor window without any harm to herself. Now Needy's suspicions evolved into confidence, and she begins to study occult literature in search of answers. In the books, she finds the confirmations of Jennifer's words that by sacrificing a non-virgin woman instead of murder, she'll be possessed by a demon, and also that the demon needs to eat people to maintain own life forces. Needy shares these discoveries with her boyfriend and asks him not to go to the school party. She believes that for Jennifer, dancing is like a buffet table. She will choose anyone for her dinner. Chip, of course, is very skeptical of her conclusions and still decides to attend the party, since, according to the official version, there is a cannibal maniac in the district. Chip's mother carefully hands her son a pepper spray and sends him to a dance party alone at night through the forest. Jennifer is already waiting for Chip. She uses her advantages and several layers of deception to lure Chip to an old abandoned swimming pool. Needy waits for Jennifer at the party to meet her here. The same rock band Low Shoulders comes to this town again, probably in a nostalgic rush. Oddly enough, Jennifer are not at all interested in these guys. She probably likes her current state, so she doesn't resent them. Needy is overcome with anxiety for her boyfriend, and she sets out to find him. By the time she gets to the pool, her boyfriend is already bitten, but still alive. With the help of the pepper spray, a makeshift spear, and a strong ward, they manage to fend off Jennifer. However, unfortunately, Chip dies in Needy's arms. Later, righteous anger makes Needy come for her Jennifer. It must be understood that the demon remained hungry and therefore weak, which makes it possible to start a seemingly equal battle. Jennifer bites her fright, but Needy's counterattack with a clerical knife in the heart turns out to be more effective. From this, both the demon and the girl die immediately. At the same second, Jennifer's mother runs to the noise. Apparently, Needy then tried to convince the police and others that she had killed a man-eating demon, which is why she was put in a mental hospital instead of a prison. Which brings us back to the beginning of history in our time. The bite transferred some of the demonic abilities, like super strength or levitation. That's why Needy doesn't stay long in the mental hospital. She catches a ride and goes east. She tells the driver that she is looking for one famous rock band who will have their last concert today. Somewhere in the east, a popular rock band is having fun and treating themselves to substances. However, not for long. After some time, forensic experts and the police find all that is left of the band and a video from the surveillance camera where Needy is. Thank you for watching. Now I'm looking for your favorite genre, so if you like the retelling of the mystical thriller Jennifer's Body, please write about it in the comments. This will help me select similar films for future retellings.